Okay,
We are live.
you're live too.
I am live.
How you
I
guys
think we're
doing?
particularly good today.
Yeah.
My eyes are
So
open and everything. Welcome to Quarantine on Fire. Thanks for joining us.
we were going to have my ex-chef and friend. Uh,
He's still a friend.
well,
I think he's
yeah,
still a chef too. He's your ex-chef. It's all very confusing.
it is. It's my chef from Paris. I had Frode, and we're trying to. He was trying to get online, but that doesn't work very well
We're
today.
going to get him
So
on later this week or sometime.
yeah.
Very
So
interesting. Oh, go ahead.
I really want to have him on because it's really funny how they. I mean, he's a chef at in an oil rig in the North Sea, and it's crazy work. And look at the food he makes, man.
He cooks for 130 men every day, and he works like for 2 weeks, right? And just
Yeah.
like crazy.
So I wish
And
he could be
he's
there
four
with
weeks
us,
off. That looks
but
good.
this is crazy, huh?
And he has to do everything. He's it, right? He's the cook, so
Yeah. So
he
he
has to
was
cook all
telling
the
me last
dessert.
night, and it's very interesting. Basically, let me get his picture. He, I have to show you something really cool. There are three chefs for 130 people, and they cook for all these people, and it's 24 hours because the oil rig never stops. So it's gigantic place, and there's helicopters every day, and they get containers of food regularly to process and to. So it's crazy work. It's insane for three chefs. All the stuff they all work one by one after the other one. They make all this food. That's crazy.
It would be kind of like being on a ship, except that it doesn't move. It just sits there in the middle of the North Sea.
Yeah,
Crazy, crazy thing.
that's
Look
the
at that.
thing, man. Look at this.
Wow.
So
And
it's funny.
I'm wondering if it's anchored to the bottom of the sea or if it's
Yeah.
floating. How does that work? What a crazy concept.
Okay, so
Anyway, we'll get him on the show. We'll figure out the technical stuff.
I wanted to show you
That's a
one thing,
technical term, by the way, technical stuff.
James. I want to show you one thing very fun
Yeah.
because he works on an oil rig and he has to make all this food. When he wants to make creme brulee, he has to go to a special workshop into the somewhere in the platform because there is no flame.
Just to use the welder's torch. That's great. I wonder
But
what he cooks on in the kitchen. He must have either a convection oven or
yeah,
electric.
he was telling me that everybody's a team on that platform because everybody is very tight. They work with each other. It's kind of a dangerous place to work in, and everybody has to basically watch everybody's back.
I don't mean a convection oven. I mean a induction range is what I meant to say. One
Yeah,
of
I
those
don't know.
range. And I wonder what he uses.
We'll have him on, and next time we'll get him to get on the podcast with us.
Cool. Yeah. All right.
So
So
anyway, it's funny. It was
let's talk about.
incredible stories. Incredible stories. He was telling me last night, so I can't wait to have him hopefully this week. All right.
All right. Well, I had another adventure today going to the grocery store. But you know what? I went to two grocery stores today. I went to Trader Joe's and then I went to Berkeley Natural. And both places, when I got there, there was absolutely no one in line. I just was able to walk right up.
Wow.
I think at both places I had to wait for somebody to come out, but I was the first person in line.
Cool.
And neither one of them had toilet paper. Just saying.
Oh
I
yeah.
asked the guy at Berkeley Natural, I said, so I'm sure you answer this all day, every day, but what's the story on toilet paper? And he said, we just haven't been able to get it. He said, it's not that we sell out every day. It's just we don't have it. We don't get it. It just is not coming in.
That's
You
great.
think the manufacturers would be racing to get this stuff back on shelves, but for some reason they're not able to keep up. And
People are going to the bathroom way too much.
yeah, well, that's the thing.
They have nothing else to do, right? Oh my
You know, that's what happens when you put a TV in your bathroom. You're gonna want to spend all your time in there. I stayed in a hotel once. I stayed at the Beverly Wilshire Hotel in Los Angeles when I was there on business once. It was a fabulous, fabulous hotel. Really fun. This was back in the 80s. But the bathroom was huge. Bathroom was like the size of my apartment. But there was a telephone and a television in the bathroom.
Wow.
Yeah. So the telephone was next to the toilet, so you could sit there and, you know, conduct business while you were conducting business.
Well, I'm still conducting business.
Yeah.
We're open. We are making food every day. I know some people know already, but it's pretty cool. We're doing, it's pretty good. We're selling a lot of food, so it looks like people are really interested in food, which is good.
We make food here at my house every day too, but no one can pick it up.
Last week, man, it was a nightmare because I didn't get a dishwasher last week, so the Monday I had to go clean the kitchen by myself. But then the second day, I decided to get my boys involved.
There you go. Oh, good.
Yeah, they did the cleaning. This little guy, went home with me, and Archie finished the kitchen for 4 or 5 hours. It was a lot of work, man. I mean, this is the food business is crazy because there's always something going on. There's always something missing. There's always something non-delivered. There's someone not showing up. It's like.
Are you sure that was them? How could you tell?
I asked them. I'd say, "Who's your dad?"
Who's your daddy?
So past the DNA testing, it was fine. They worked.
Good boys.
Okay, so since we don't have Frode.
So Frode will be on at another time.
Yeah.
But I had a friend over the other night, and she asked me an interesting question. She said, we were talking about cookware. This is the same woman that commented on all of our Le Creuset and cast iron, and she said, "So, Jim, what are your 5 top pieces of cookware? Like if you were starting over, what are the first 5 things you'd buy?"
Okay, so I would buy 5 knives, like really nice knives. Well, a knife. Like you mean without a knife or with a knife?
No knives, just pots and pans. What are your 5?
Well, you need I think you need 2 saute. You need 2 saute pans, 1 non-stick for eggs, 1 big stainless heavy pan, stainless or cast iron. You need a stock pot because you have to be able to make stock or soups. You need something to go in the oven, like a roasting pan. And then 1 more tool. So I got 4.
Saucepan, probably.
Which one?
A saucepan, just a little.
Yeah, saucepan. Yeah. So that's what I would do.
Yeah, I didn't even think about the roast pan and a casserole to go in the oven because I was just thinking more about on top of the stove. But you're right. Yeah. A good heavy roast pan is essential. I would get a saucepan, a saute pan, like you said, a nice non-stick pan because I like eggs. I don't like them for just reheating things.
Yeah, and the thing is, if you eat eggs, you need a non-stick.
Yeah.
And when you buy non-stick, you want to buy a non-stick that's been cured in. So the one I have here, they are from Analon. See my sponsor. I'll show you a picture. But they are cured in, so they're less likely to release any problem when you cook them.
Yeah, I think it's important when you buy a non-stick pan that you get something of really high quality.
Yeah.
You don't want a cheap You can get really cheap nonstick pans, but they're exactly that. They're cheap. They'll work pretty well for a while, but that stuff will begin to flake off and it gets in your food and it's just not good. You want something very, very high quality, like you say, that the finish is really on there. It's not just a layer that's been put on.
Yeah.
It's really kind of whatever baked into the fabric of the pan. And you want a fairly thick pan too. They're usually aluminum, so that they conduct heat well. But you want it to be, fairly heavy. And I don't mean like super heavy. I mean just like a thick, like at least 3 millimeters thick, so that you can have, so that it's not just gonna, burn.
Yeah. So, and you need to.
I would add a cast iron skillet. I would always have a cast iron skillet for all kinds of things.
Oh, Frode is coming.
He's coming.
Ah! So, and you need to.
Hello, guys.
I would always have a cast iron.
Frode, do you have something on over there? Can you trade off? Oh,
Yeah.
Frode is coming.
Welcome to the show, Frode.
Yeah.
I had technical issues. I had my son to help me out.
Oh, good. That's what
They know the technical.
Yeah, that's great, man. Good to have you here. Let me put my pictures again.
Well, let's introduce. This is Frode Bjerga.
Bjerga.
Okay, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Frode, James is from Norway also.
Well,
I think he has a more Swedish name, as I can see.
It is a Swedish name. My great grandfather way back moved from Sweden to Norway, but now the family's all based in Norway. So they sort of consider themselves Norwegians because they've been there for about 3 generations or 4. But you're right, originally a Swedish name. I'm told it means branch of a tree. Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was telling James about the way you were cooking stuff, but I guess you can tell us. Let me put that picture again. That's so funny.
We were having a good time with your creme brulee picture.
Yeah.
Go down to the welding shop.
We're not allowed to have open fire in the kitchen, and therefore I had to go down to the workshop with the mechanical, and I have to use their torch to put a fire on the creme brulee.
Well,
yeah.
I know, it's crazy, huh?
Very funny.
Now you
what I like is
how many people every day?
It's maximum person on board. It's 130, but average we're about 100.
Wow, still that's a lot of people to cook for.
Yeah, and we're only 3 chefs on each shift, and some have the cold food, and some one has the hot food, and there is one chef for the night shift. And he also helping out for the hot meal.
Frode, tell me.
Yes.
What you were telling me yesterday was really cool about. So how does this system work? You have 3 chefs.
Yeah, there is one.
You have 3 chefs that actually work continuously, right?
Yeah. One starts at 5 o'clock in the morning. He's making breakfast, and then he continue with the cold food, like the salad bar, the cold meat buffet and dessert. And then there's another one come around 7, and he starts with the hot food, the lunch and the dinner. And there's a 3rd chef. He comes on 1 o'clock, and he helped
You've been there for 20 years, and you work 2 weeks, and you get 4 weeks of vacation, right? That's the idea. That's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
But when you work, it's a lot of work, right?
The best thing with the job is the 4 weeks off,
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds great.
It's also very interesting because there's lots of challenges.
Yeah.
Because you have to organize everything. You pass your commander.
Speak a little louder next to the microphone. I can hear you better.
Yeah, but I have my microphone on the side. So.
Great. That's no, it's good. It's good. So yesterday you were telling me that for the crème brûlée, because there's no open fire, open flame when you cook. So what do you cook with?
I have electrical heating in the kitchen.
I like the hand in the pocket, man.
Yeah.
It's like so. Oh my god, that's so funny.
This is a welding tools. It's oxygen and acetylene, and this is for cutting the iron steel.
Right, right. So you must have to be incredibly organized, because you can't, if you run out of something or forget to order something, you can't just run down to the market and get it, can you?
No. We have delivery once a week, and it's shipped out by boat on a container. And I get about 4 containers. So 2 of them are cold, like milk, eggs, and cheese, stuff like this, and vegetables. And then I have a container with frozen meat.
I see scallop. Whoa.
And also we have a dried storage where we have pasta, coffee,
and
sugar,
it's one
lots
chef
of stuff.
that works his shift and makes all the food. Each chef is responsible, right? For
Yeah. And we also circulate, so we can have each time on the hot food and the cold food and the night shift.
I don't know what it means, but it sounds dangerous.
So,
but it's kind of busy, because you have to plan your work all the time.
right.
Because we have openings like lunchtime, it's 11, and if you're done, if you're not done, people will arrive and
And you're telling me that it's a 24-hour platform, right?
Yeah, 24/7.
24/7.
So
And
even at night, they do the same thing all over again.
Frode, tell me how you get to the platform. There's a whole thing to get to the platform for chefs, right?
Yeah, but just to get there, you have to fly with a helicopter. And to fly with a helicopter, you have to have a basic training on how to escape the helicopter if there's an emergency landing on the sea, because it's not there's no parking lot in nearby. So if there is a boat or a platform nearby, if you manage to reach it.
That's crazy.
Am I frozen, or are you guys frozen?
Anyway. Wow.
We've lost Frode and Chef Olive.
Everybody's gone.
Either that or they've lost
It's not
me.
us this time.
No, I'm still here. But yeah, it takes.
I'm on or they're on.
Technical issues.
It takes 15 minutes.
I'm the only one here. I don't know why.
To fly out.
Everybody's gone.
Am I gone?
I don't even know if I'm on. But anyway, so here we go back.
Yeah, I'm still here. I guess I can see myself and.
Yeah. It was. Don't worry, guys. Sometimes the internet is. There's a lot of people doing live interviews.
Yeah, probably.
All over the world. So sometimes you see some breakdown. I mean, I was.
Yeah. Also, I'm at the other side of the cloud.
Yeah.
So you were talking about taking a helicopter out there, but the helicopter can actually land on the rig, right?
Yeah.
I thought you could parachute.
We have a landing deck on top of the platform.
Wow, that must be kind of exciting when you're flying into there. I bet the first time it was pretty wild.
Well, it's kind of noisy. Most of the people, they sleep during the flight and hope they will reach the the gold.
How long a flight is it from the mainland?
It's 50 minutes.
Oh. So now you said they ship all the meat to you all frozen, but all the fish and seafood, you just catch that over the side of the rig, right?
Some of the fish is fresh and some is frozen. It depends, but we we usually have fresh fish out, and we serve this first as long as it is fresh.
Yeah.
But also for lunch we serve like 10 kilos each day. For dinner it could be between 10 or 30 kilo. It depends on if is it a favorite fish.
Uh-huh.
And also meat, you can have 30, 40 kilos of meat for every dinner.
Wow.
If
Wow.
it's
And then they have to they have to judge you, right? So every day there's a
it's like that every time we're gonna open for any kind of meal, it's gonna be like we're passing an exam, because
Right.
they will judge you how well you did today.
that's crazy.
Well, you've been there for 20 years, so they must like your food.
It's we're kind of doing the highlights on the platform, because every day they're looking forward to come inside and have a nice meal.
Uh-huh.
And also you talked about yesterday about eat with your eyes. So it's also up to us to present it so it looks good. So
It looks great, man.
if it looks lousy, they will just pass by. Take
It looked
something else.
It looked very colorful in the buffet shot there. It looked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be like this. Otherwise, they will just pass it because it's not interesting. If it's interesting, they will fill up the plates before they arrive to the hot meal. So,
So that's amazing for like one chef. That's crazy. I mean, people could not do that here. There's no way. I mean, all this food, how long is it? It's a 12-hour shift, but still, I mean, that's a lot of food, man.
yeah, but it's well, we're getting organized, and it's kind of
I mean, it's
the
a
habits.
big,
The habits, you know.
I mean, who does the cut?
Because many of these salads, for example, they don't eat all, so I can use it next day too, for example.
Right.
So I don't have to make the whole bench.
And who does all the cutting? Do you do all the cuts as well?
I do all the cut by hands, or maybe I use a robot sometimes for coleslaw, for example. These kind of things. I use the robot.
That's incredible.
That is an impressive amount
I
of
know,
cooking.
right?
I am absolutely awed that you can do that every day. It's amazing. I assume some of the desserts you can do in advance too. You could probably get those to last a little bit sometimes.
They eat a lot. If it's presented very nice and they attracted to these kind of things, of course they eat a lot.
Wow.
But
This is still my favorite. This is still my favorite picture. I think this is gonna go around, man. To make.
I think I had a video too of this once on my Facebook profile somewhere where.
Oh my God, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
That is awesome.
But this try, they were gone in 1 hour.
Oh, I'm sure.
Only half half the people on board get to taste it.
So, Frode, one day you said you were you have like in the winter there's high waves, and then the helicopter cannot come for weeks.
Well, the helicopter can land, but the boat, the supply boat.
Oh, the supply boat.
It cannot approach the rig because you have to hook off those containers, and if the waves is going up and down, it's not easy to hook your container and get your container on board.
Wow.
I think they should parachute them.
Well, there has been death on tragic accidents on incidents sure. when because the container starts swinging. It's
I can imagine that would be precarious. Now, so, let me ask you something about the rig. Is it anchored to the ocean floor, or is it like floating?
This is standing on a pyramid.
Ah.
And it's about 150 meters down to the bottom of the sea.
Wow.
From the sea level up to the lifeboats, there are 40 meters.
Huh. Wow.
Crazy.
But it's also sectioned up, like you have the hotel on one end, and you have the most explosive on the other end. There's the drilling, there's the oil well, and you have the process and the workshops in the middle.
So basically, if it blows up, only a portion blows up, but the rest stays fine, right?
We never know.
Yeah.
I don't want to find out.
Yeah.
Frode, does that thing
But-
move when you're on it? Does it move?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you have waves which is 20 meter high, and they are running into the shaft. You hear kadunk, and then
Wow.
you're having swinging like this. Sometimes also the wind is very strong, and they sing you lullabies when you go to bed.
So you have windows and little like round.
Yeah, there is one small window on each cabin.
So for our American viewers that might have slept through metrics class, 20 meters is like 60 feet. These are 60-foot high waves. That's
Yeah. And there is also a limitation. You cannot land the helicopter if it's over 60 knots, the strength of the wind.
Yeah.
Because
Wow.
people can blow overboard when they go from the helicopter to the hotel.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Because
Wow.
the helicopter can fly. The more wind there is, the easier it will fly. The
Yeah.
problem is to get off the helicopter into the hotel before the wind takes you,
Wow.
because there is no rail around the helicopter deck.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Wow.
And also you have your suitcase, and it's very light, and it can easily blow off.
So I used to be a pilot, a plane pilot. I used to fly planes, and I remember this issue we had when the wind was strong. You could not land, and one day I had to land.
With a helicopter, no problem.
I had no choice but landing the plane, and it was 140 miles crosswind, and my plane was literally 45 degrees, and I was trying to land that thing, but I was pushing down, and the thing didn't want to land, and my plane was completely sideways, and I'm trying to and I just, and the plane would. It was a small plane, so maybe that's why. But it's really incredible. The wind can just blow everything out like crazy. It's like nothing. You could feel like nothing. You're like, the thing is.
I had also experienced this, and I remember once we arrived into because we fly from town to town, and
Get your microphone.
sometimes
Frode, get your microphone closer.
Sometimes we fly from town to another town to take the helicopter and fly out from there. And once there was a short landing, so the plane goes in and just go almost crash landing, and then you're hanging into your belts
Oh my
God.
before you get off the track, you know.
Wow.
And also, it's super
It's
cold.
very.
Right. So what happens if you fall in the water? I mean, you have suits, right?
We have survival suit, because if you will be in the sea for more than 20 minutes in 0 degree, you lost your conscience.
Yeah.
But 20 minutes is a long time, no? I thought that was.
This survival suit will help you to survive for 2 hours.
Wow.
And there's a possibility they can find you, because you also have a GPS on your suit, and a blinking light.
So you
they
might
may follow you on your GPS to see where you have an emergency landing.
So the good thing about the GPS is, you can die, but at least they can get those suits back.
Yeah.
Well, Frode, I hope you never have to use yours and test it out in the waters.
I have never had any bad experience on the helicopter. But
yeah.
Wow.
I saw here some years ago, there was one type of helicopter. We don't fly these anymore, but there was one helicopter which disconnected the rotor from the gearbox.
Oof.
And they were flying very fast.
Wow.
All right. We are out of our time. Thank you, Frode, for coming. That was really awesome, man. I'm going to leave that on that note because this is really cool. I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon. Chef Frode was my chef at Texas Coyote, which we'll talk more. It's a Tex-Mex restaurant I had in Paris. It was really awesome for 7 years. Very, very hot place. Open until 5 o'clock p.m. And Frode was my chef, and the food was phenomenal. I remember Frode, that was really incredible food, man.
Because Frode's Mexican.
Yeah, yeah. You should see him with the mustache.
In disguise.
Frode, thank you so much for joining
Yeah,
us.
thank you.
Yeah, it's fun.
I hope
I
you'll
should
join
have
us again one day.
Yeah, we'll have him again, okay?
I'm going to the work in a week, so well, we'll see what can happen.
Can
Okay.
you call us? Can you call us someday one day?
I probably can.
Yeah. Oh, that would be cool, man.
That'd be awesome.
That would be really cool. Let's do a show from the platform. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, man.
Okay. Have a
Thanks
good
very
time.
much. Thanks
Stay
everybody
safe.
for joining us.
Bye bye.
We'll be back.